Without further ado, though, really want to bring in a gentleman that has been, well, he's the ambassador, and he has done that for sure. Max Adler, actor, producer. I don't know what else to add in your title, Max. Walk ambassador, father.
Uh, Certainly not a cameraman at the beginning of this here. Certainly not a director of photography, that's for sure.
Well, I
Hey,
was
Tim.
trying to, like, distract that.
Stall
Just click here.
as
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. Well, there we go. Hi, Tim. I know we've talked so many times before, but
Yeah.
I've never seen you face to face. We've never worn matching shirts. I've never gotten a peek
Yeah.
into the studio. So yeah.
Right.
Hey, and I wore
I
some
like
layers
it.
just to have a,
I
I
like
didn't have the cool glasses or a cool haircut, so I figured I'd have to rock the layers. But hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for doing everything that you do for this FSHD society. I followed you on social media. It always seemed like I was getting notifications that you had more to bring. Just getting the word out, making those connections for us. Just being able to be that walk ambassador for us. I think we announced that at the San Diego one, I believe, and
Yeah, a couple months ago. Yep.
yeah, and it just you're so gracious with your time. And your energy, is infectious. You're better,
What?
and
What?
man, you have gotten it done. There's no question.
Thank you, Tim, so much.
So
Yeah, I mean, growing up as I think or I know some
yeah,
people listening might not know, but my grandma Ruth and my mom Lisa both had FSH, muscular dystrophy. My grandma, more intense, more extreme. The effects were more devastating to her. I always knew her just in a motorized scooter. I'd never seen her walk or really able to eat without difficulty, or drinking from a straw, whistling. Her head was always hunched over, and so I knew from 2 years old what FSH is. And my mom, as I grew up, did not have the effects, but all of a sudden when she turned, I think like 40, early 40s, and I started seeing it, in my early teens. And she started having to walk around the house with a rolling stool and was unable to lift, reach up to get bowls and mugs and everything from cabinets. And I was like, oh
right,
boy, here I know where this is going. Obviously, I could be affected, or my brother could be affected. I was aware of it. I knew, you're very aware of what it is. And the thing that I was, I guess I felt alone in was that all my friends and peers had no idea. Muscular dystrophy, the general umbrella of muscular dystrophy was known, because of the telethon and Jerry Lewis, and you hear about it just like you hear about diseases. But
mhm,
FSH, the specific particular form of muscular dystrophy that affected my family and me, no one know. It gets very confused and muddied. ALS or multiple sclerosis, or there's a bunch of different things. So once I had a platform or a quote unquote voice on social media, I knew I was like, well, this is now my mission. Like I want to spread the word about this is the disease. This is what it does. This is how it affects people, how it affects their families, their way of life. And let as many people know about it as I can. And let's try to raise awareness and money and find a treatment and a cure so nobody ever has to deal with it the way my family has, or witness what I witnessed as a kid, and eliminate this from the world. So it's an honor to use my voice, and thank you guys for teaming up with me and sharing your platform with me, because I think together, between everyone in your community and then everyone in my community or fans of shows or movies I've done, it just gets the word out double, and
right.
it hits people that they would normally have never even known about this. So thank you.
How about now? I know that you're a new dad, right? You got a brand new baby. I
Yep,
always like to ask you about that because that's always exciting,
it
and
is.
after in people's lives. Tell us a little bit about that and how things are going there with the family.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, my little baby boy is Dylan Remington Adler. I love him so much. He's so cute. He's healthy. He's great. It was a rough couple of first weeks, honestly,
Yeah.
because my wife's mom unexpectedly passed away, and then my wife went into labor that night, and it was just a crazy couple of days. And then right on top of all that, there was a lockdown and a quarantine, and so it was not the ideal fantasy birth that you kind of have. But we got through it. We conquered everything. We worked together as a team, and just took it day by day, compartmentalized, and just did what we had to do in the moment. And now it's really beautiful. It's like this little, we call it our little bubble of love that we're kind of isolated together, but it's like we just we feel like we're very lucky that we all get to be together. He's got both parents with him. We just he's starting to giggle and coo and make eye contact and know who we are, and there's that bond forming, and I just feel really happy. I feel very full. It's one of those things where people tell you like you just don't know, like you can't prepare. I was no, like my life's cool, like I'm good. I don't need like another hassle. I don't that kind of thing. But it really has added so much joy, so much love, so much value, so much responsibility. I truly feel like an adult. I haven't really felt like an adult man until I'm a father. It really does. It does, does wonders on your mind and body and sleep. But do you have kids? I don't know.
I do.
We're fathers. Okay, cool.
That's kind of why I'm chuckling, because everything you're saying, I'm like, yep. I'm like fist pumping. I'm like, absolutely. Yeah, I have an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old. So,
oh boy, so are they? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you can ask. Yeah, if you ever want to connect, let me know. You can always.
All right. Well, I just don't know if they're affected by all the learning at home, and I mean, luckily we're not there yet. But I mean, it just sounds like it's a lot. It's a lot for everyone right now.
It is. It is
but
a lot.
Yeah.
And it all kind of depends, right? What stage you are with everything. And I can't imagine how difficult that is to go through the birth process and then adding on the loss of a family member on top of all that COVID stuff going on. I was like, oh my gosh, I'd imagine like the world is kind of falling apart. But at the same time, you're happy because here comes a brand new baby. Like, hey, but we lost someone and we have to be quarantined. Wait a minute. You kind of
all that. It's the whole circle of life. It was like, it felt like we were on like a lifeboat, just kind of like stranded, because it's like you don't really have all that community of help that, oh, come over, hold the baby, see the baby, bring this, bring that. There's no mommy and me classes. There's no, playgrounds. We can't get together. We can't go sit for a brunch. Like everything kind of was like, okay, I guess this is the new abnormal now. It's kind of a trip, but there's a great stand-up special by a comedian named Mike Birbiglia on Netflix, and it's all about becoming a father. And he said, like, he asked his brother, like, what's it like? Like, should I have kids? What is it? And the brother just looked at him and he said, it's relentless. And I was like, I watched it before I had a kid, and I watched it after, and I was like, that word is the perfect word. Like, it's just relentless. But it really has added so much to our lives, and just so a whole other reason to do this, to live, to just be present every day. And it really is something special that and now we would like to have another one and give him a sibling. So we'll see. I know it's crazy. No announcement yet. We're
okay. Let's say, wow, breaking news here.
No,
okay.
no.
I was a quick tweet it.
Something I don't.
No, I don't know anything.
Yeah, and
well,
as far as and FSH does get factored into that too, but that's the goal, is that we have a cure by 2025, and this doesn't even affect him or anyone else. So that would be the dream,
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, this is a huge reason, right? I mean, you're building a family. You don't want this to be even a thought. You want this to be part of a family history, and then part of that history you can tell your kids that I helped squish it off the earth, right? Just eliminate it.
Well, that would be awesome. Yeah, to get to tell my kid that, and really to get to do it for my mom, for my grandma. Like, what it's like, my mom was really a big part of why I even moved to LA to pursue acting. She had my back and kind of encouraged it and supported it before she passed. And really, it was like moving out, and every audition, every moment on set, it was like, do this for mom, like live for her, do this moment, as if she was here and watching me. And so all of this to me, me as selfless, I guess, and generous as you're saying it is, which thank you. There's something I get back, which is like, wow, like it fills me up to be able to talk to you, and work with everyone involved in the society, and talk to the amazing volunteers who put this together in the midst of coronavirus, with all the different time zones for, you know, June and Lee and Beth and Amy and you and everyone that's helped me out and taken their time. And like, it's just this amazing group of people that are passionate and dedicated. So to get to team up with all of you and be a part of this is truly my honor, just to be able to do this and raise awareness for, you know, for what my mom went through. It's a very, very cool thing.
Yeah, for those that don't know him, this is Max Adler, folks. This is our ambassador, our walk ambassador. That's who we're talking to today, right now during this time. And you did start, you know, talking a little about how your mom was a huge support, right, for your acting career and coming out to what the West Coast, I'd imagine, right, is where you probably put your roots in to try to start your future in acting. What was that like? That first year, those first moments when you're trying to break through?
Tears, sad tears. It was, you know, basically my mom had said, it was like my junior year of high school. She was like, you're really good. And if you like this so much, why don't you just go out to LA and pursue it? Because she had been a dancer and she was very artistic. And I think she really knew that I loved it very much. And I didn't think it was a realistic goal. I was going to go to ASU, Arizona State, to the School of Journalism. Because I was like, well, that's the second best. I'm on TV. I have a script. Like, there's wardrobe, there's makeup. It's the same thing. But she had said go to LA. I thought she was a little nuts. And then when she passed, I was like, well, there that is. Like, there's no plan B. I'm doing this for her. And my dad and my little brother supported it. And we drove out. My brother and I loaded up the car. And then my dad was in his car. And we just kind of caravanned out to LA. And I moved out here with a friend. But it was very rough. I mean, leaving, you know, my 11-year-old brother and dad and everything I'd known. And it was those little things of like being alone at 18 and just like, how do you mail a letter and like grocery shopping? And like, where's this? And like, why is the freeway different? I'm on the same lane. Like, why? And I'm like crying. It was, you know, it was not easy. It was a few years before, you know, I guess success happened, but it was a lot of, you know, valet, restaurant gigs, frustration, you know, broke. It was rough, but that's why when the good things happen, I just appreciate it very much, you know, even more.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you had to quickly grow up
For sure.
Something that was very difficult for, you know, any adult person, let alone someone starting adulthood. But the support that you got from your mom doing, she said, just go out and you're really good at this. If you want to do it, just go out to LA. I mean, there's not too many parents that would do that, right? And say they'd say that, but have a backup plan.
And most of my friends, like I grew up, like all of my friends that are like the closest guys to me now were choir buddies, were drama buddies. You know, we did Grease together in high school. Like the T-Birds in high school were the groomsmen at my wedding. So it's like we're a very artistic circle. And yes, I mean, pretty much all of them, if not most of them, exactly what you're saying. Their parents, you know, were just like, no way. You know, you get a degree, you get a backup plan. And here's the thing, not to say there's anything wrong with that. College, like there are experiences I didn't get in college. You know, there's things you learn. There's camaraderies. There's groups that you get involved with that help once you move out to LA or New York. But for me, it was just this, you know, it was being aware that every day could be my last in a very real way. And that there was no time, you know, for me to waste. And then, you know, my family got that too, because of what we had just gone through with, you know, my mom. So yeah, having her support and kind of having her say, go out there, I support you, you know, I want this for you, of course, helped tremendously. And so that's even more of a reason why, like, wow, once I had some success, you know, with TV and had a voice and had, you know, tens of thousands of people I could reach with just typing, I was like, well, let me take this moment to give back and, you know, raise some awareness and make a positive difference for a lot of other people instead of just my own career, you know?
Yeah, it's like you definitely not only wanted to do it for yourself, something you really wanted to do, but man, yeah, the fact you quickly said, well, I can use this voice now. You know, I have a louder voice. I can reach farther. And we appreciate that, of course. Going back, though, a little bit then to the acting, when did Glee hit for you?
Glee,
I mean, how many jobs did you get right before you had that audition? If you had to audition, I assume you did for Glee.
Definitely did. Definitely lucky to even get the audition. The audition was like an hour and a half wait with, you know, 40 or something other guys. And I wanted that one very badly because I had done show choir in high school. I was a big choir guy and I was a big Ryan Murphy fan. Ryan Murphy created Glee, but I loved his other show, Nip Tuck. So it was like a dream of mine to be on his show about show choir. I was like, oh my gosh. Even if it was just, you know, when I auditioned, it was 2 lines. It was like a bully that, you know, throws a slushie and that was it. And then just I got it and I got to be on set. And then from there, it just became this 6-year journey that they just kept writing for me. And I was just lucky and grateful and honored, you know, to be on it. To be on that show was such a also a loud platform and a voice doing good for others. But also that role at that time, which was, you know, a closeted gay guy in the Midwest who was a bully and taking out his aggression on everyone that was okay with themselves. And it just it was just this light that kind of shined on bullies, on cyberbullying, on, you know, teen suicides, on being closeted. It was just this whole, you know, really a perfect storm at the perfect time, because that's when everything started happening in, you know, in the zeitgeist of all the cyberbullying and all that. So, yeah, before that, there was little gigs here and there. I, you know, a couple little indie movies and shows like Ghost Whisperer, What About Brian? You know, little gigs on shows, commercials. My first commercial ever, I got to work with the director of American History X, Tony Kaye. So that was very cool. It was like a meth PSA, you know, it was like just to tell people not to do meth. So that was interesting. But yeah, it was about 4 years after I moved here, and then that's when I got Glee. But I was still, even the first 5 or 6 episodes of Glee, I was going back and forth to working at the restaurant I was working at. So that was kind of a trip too, because it was like, you know, one day you're on set and you're feeling like, okay, like everything's good, there's no problems, like I've hit my dream, I've hit my goal. And then the next day you're like, oh, can I get you more lemonade, sir? And, you know, you're getting like yelled at by tables, and, you know, so it was a really weird juxtaposition at that time. But then yeah, after a few episodes of Glee, it's just been that. So yeah, but it was like right when my friends were graduating college was right when I kind of started this. So it was like this just, you know, transition period for all of us in a very different way.
Yeah, it's you kind of went your own road, and there's nothing wrong with it.
No, but also again, because of my mom, the road was kind of like here you go, you know, it was kind of like illuminated for me, because there was like, you know, there was this like, oh, this is the track you do this, you know, you go to college, you have this, you cross these things off the list. But then once my mom passed, it was like, well, I mean, what's going on now? Like, what is this world? What, you know, like nothing makes sense anymore. And everything kind of gets turned around and you're like, well, I'm just going to forge my own path. So again, I'm not, I just want to make sure I'm not advocating for not going to college and just moving out here. That's not what I'm saying. It's very hard. I worked very hard. It's still very hard. It's, you know, it's always an uphill battle. And college is great. But for me personally, you know, at that time in my life, and with the support of my mom, and knowing that I wanted to only do the arts, and, you know, doing the research that a degree in just, you know, in for acting wasn't 100% necessary, I took this path, and you know, knock on wood, it's worked out.
Now I'm excited about the project that you've worked on, and I've read some new news about it being released coming up in October, I believe, on Netflix, The Trial.
Yes.
Of the Chicago 7. Really kind of got my interest up, you know, big time. Just obviously because the times I've talked to you a little bit, you've mentioned the project, but when you really start diving into the story of it and who's involved with it, so I mean, I have to ask you, you know, a little bit more about it, and what was it like in that project?
Trial of the Chicago 7 is incredible. It's going to be an incredible project. It was incredible to work on. For those who don't know, it's Aaron Sorkin, probably the best writer around. You know, wrote the script and directed it, and Spielberg and his company, you know, Amblin, produced it. And the actors are just incredible. It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, it's Eddie Redmayne, it's Frank Langella, Mark Rylance, Sacha Baron Cohen, Michael Keaton, the list goes on. And I'm just lucky enough to be alongside those guys getting to play. But basically, yeah, it's a story of the Democratic National Convention, you know, in '68 and then in the '60s, right when Vietnam was going on. And this is before social media and, you know, Twitter and cell phones and obviously all that. And it was basically just people, word of mouth. It started with these 7 guys that kind of just put the word out to, you know, their people and their people and their people. And all of a sudden there's, you know, tens of thousands of people from all around the nation that descended upon Chicago to make a scene and protest for the cameras that they knew would be there about how against Vietnam they were. And that led to a big clash with the government and, you know, the G-men and the cops, and it became this, you know, police versus people, huge spectacle that played out on TV and really was divisive. And then this movie is following the trial of these guys that started the, you know, protests / riots, which we're back at now. I mean, it's the same thing. It became even more topical than we ever could have imagined filming it. And I even remember when I told you, I think a couple months ago, when I was doing it, this was like maybe like right before George Floyd, or certainly before everything broke out. It was right around that time where, like, before, again, it kind of hit the zeitgeist of you know, police brutality and batons and, you know, tear gas and everything. And so this movie kind of takes a look at that. So in a way, it's weird that it's so historical yet so, you know, prevalent and topical now, but also it's going to be quite a way to kind of look at it and look at how, you know, look at it through history's lens and hopefully teach us something now to apply it to our present days. But yeah, it's quite a movie. You know, he wrote A Few Good Men, Aaron Sorkin. So obviously the courtroom drama, he's a master of, and so it's going to be pretty exciting. So that's October 16th on Netflix, 2 weeks before the election. Please go out there and vote. Please vote. Please vote. Please vote. Yeah. We need change, you know.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, my friend.
Okay, good. I'm good
there, my friend. And you're right. This movie is dropping at the right time. It is it really is. That's why, you know, those that don't know the story, it's an educational kind of piece. Obviously, the acting is going to be phenomenal. The writing, the directing. And
weirder, it was like it was supposed to be made 12 years ago, and it was like it's gone through all these different iterations. Like, it was going to be made then, you know, with Spielberg and Heath Ledger and Will Smith. And then that kind of fell apart. And then, like, Ben Stiller was going to direct it, and there's going to be like DiCaprio. And then that kind of is just weird, you know, budget, schedule, whatever happens in Hollywood. And it's so weird that now it finally happened. And it's like, it really could not come at a better time between what's going on the streets and also how important this election is. And so, yeah, again, just to be a part of it, very, very grateful. And also that was a lot of work too. I remember I coached with my acting coach for like 5 hours because there was like 20 pages to audition with. And I was like, all right, let's sink into this. And I worked very hard and then got to be on that set. So it was very, very cool.
Can you tease a little bit what your character is in this?
Boy.
You're not allowed to say.
I'm not really allowed to say, no, because there's something about my character that it's not. I'll say he's not quite what he seems. Okay. And that's what I'll say is when you meet him, you're going to think one thing, and he might not be that. And that's all I'll say.
Okay. That's okay. I get it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I'm not trying to make any kind of, you know, late breaking news here, but yeah, I just ask, you know,
lawsuits, NDAs. Yeah,
right.
But it's exciting. He's not what he seems. Yeah, exactly. So, but it is a very, it's a great script. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm confident that it'll be entertaining.
Now we talk a little bit. I wanted to direct it now to the Walk and Roll, right? And the team that you've made and what you've donated with your time today, not just this segment, but what's probably coming up. As I know, my Lee Reynolds, my producer on the back end, is starting to get certain things ready. So tell us a little bit about your walk team, your involvement with the walk, and what else you're donating today.
Well, I'm rocking my shirt, and my wife has her shirt, and we'll go for a quick little stroll. You know, there's ash and smoke in the air here with all these fires, but we'll get out and just keep our little, you know, our love bubble family for our walk. But really, it's kind of the virtual team. It's all, you know, it's my uncle, who was very sweet and reached out. You know, he was my mom's brother, and obviously, you know, my grandma's son. You know, my dad and brother and all my friends, and so it's really just this kind of you know, heartwarming day where everyone's kind of texting, reaching out, sending messages of hope, encouragement, love, support. Many of my friends have donated money, and they're going to go for walks on their own. And then many of fans from around the world. I mean, you know, a buddy of mine, you know, who I met through doing Glee and at conventions, Simone, he's in Italy and he's raised money and you know, he's gotten teams together, and just people from, I mean, Germany, London, Australia. There's people that, you know, because of Glee being around the world, I've been able to kind of reach those people and meet them at various conventions. And so they're a part of it. And so it's like throughout the world, there's money coming in, there's support coming in. And again, with the awareness was my big thing, was that I want people to just see FSH or hear FSH and know exactly what it is, you know, have a kind of a visual, you know, identifier of what that does to someone and how we can help, and that we are close to a cure, and you know, the FDA is now involved. And you know, we've identified the, like, you know, the gene, the chromosome now, like that's huge. Like the progress that's already happened from 10 years ago when I joined, you know, joined forces with you guys is just incredible. So to see results and see progress is the motivator and is the encouraging factor. So I think between that and you know, my passion and dedication to it, that's kind of the day, is that I've just rallied together a lot of friends and fans, and there's just a lot of support coming in, you know, via time and through money, and just acknowledging that this is happening today in the midst of everything else out there. And we're able to kind of cut through the noise a little bit and shine a light on this for all the families and people that are going through it and dealing with it. And again, like you mentioned Lee. I mean, it's, you know, for weeks I've been on the phone, you know, with Lee and with Beth and Amy and June, and you know, for years this goes back to San Diego walks, and you know, I was with June in like, you know, in the Bronx, New York at the Botanical Gardens, you know, event, and there's been a lot I've done with all these amazing dedicated people, and it's just this really beautiful community of you know, patient-led volunteers that are giving time. It's really just, I'm so fortunate to be here and be a part of it with all of you.
And you donated something that is called the Moment with Max.
I have donated a Moment with Max. Yeah, I mean, that's yes. Which was also just, you know, just to kind of encourage people to have like a friendly competition as far as who can bring in the most money, who can have the most people on their team, who can raise the most awareness with hashtags on social media. And I figured I'd like to say hi and thank them and see what they're up to, where they are, what life is like for them, and give them a platform too, because of all their hard work and time that they've put into it.
Well, we have one of the winners of Moment with Max in the waiting room.
Oh boy.
Now. You ready for this?
Oh boy. Yes.
Oh
yes.
Here we go. There she
boy.
is.
Okay.
Hi.
I'll leave
Hi.
you to it.
Heloise. Hello. How are you?
So good to meet you and see you.
It's so good to meet you and see you too. I actually saw you singing Stand By Me, and you're really, really good. I literally, I got the chills. I shared the video with my wife. Like, we got emotional. It took me back to like when I was singing with all my friends in high school. You made me feel old. Thanks a lot. But you're really good. And yeah, when the music kind of like, you know, kicks in, it's like that cool like reggae beat. It was very, very good. So kudos to you. Kudos to the whole band. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for wearing masks and raising awareness about that and all your shirts. So where is that? Is that your house, or where was that? Where were you guys playing?
Yeah, so our band, we actually are a band from Groove Culture Music School, and our music teacher actually lives in Nashville, Tennessee. So we meet at one of our band members' houses. He has a little like house apart from his house, and that really looks like a band room, and so that's where
it sure does. Oh, it's great. And so is it something that you want to pursue and do professionally?
Yeah, I'm actually very, very passionate about music. It's really what helped me like accept my diagnosis of FSHD. Because I used to play tennis and ride horses very avidly, and once that was taken away from me, I kind of moved to like the performing arts and singing. So that was really my method of coping. And I actually want to be a pediatric neurologist in the future, because when I was trying to find my FSHD diagnosis, a pediatric neurologist told me that my pain was due to my teenage imagination. So everything that I want to do in my future is like related to FSHD, because I want to keep spreading awareness. And then also I want to be like a singer-songwriter and of course opera singer.
Wow. Lots of goals, lots of passion. I love it. That's so inspiring. First of all, I play tennis and I love playing tennis, and I'm so sorry that was taken away from you. That's terrible. And the fact that you're so positive and bubbly and smiley, and you found something else to channel that into, and you're really good at it, like bravo, kudos to you. and also that stinks about what that neurologist told you. So that I hope they're not working there anymore. But I hope you get to replace that job, and no one else ever has to hear anything like that again. But yeah, amazing what you're doing, and I know we share the same goal, and that we want to eliminate this from the world and find a treatment and a cure. So the fact that you're a part of this so early on and making such a big footprint in this world is huge, because that you just have, you know, more traction and more people kind of watching you and what you're going to do, you know, over the coming years. So thank you, because we're a team in this.
Thank you so much. I'm actually so inspired by you. With one of my really good friends, I watch Glee with her whenever we're together. And so I always smile when I see you on screen, because
that's very, very sweet. Thank you. I mean, yeah, that was a super fun show to be a part of. I did show choir. Like I was in a show choir in high school, and we competed around the nation, very much like what they do on Glee. And so yeah, to be on that show and play that part, it was so exciting. And I'm so glad that it's still resonating now with you know, with the next generation, and you guys are watching it and finding hope and inspiration. So thank you. And really it's now I'm talking to another writer about a show that I might be doing, and it's like a goal to put like someone with FSH on TV to show what it, you know, talk about it and have it be a storyline. And, you know, because that's, again, something that's kind of glossed over, I feel like, in TV and film. I haven't really seen that myself. So that also is a goal of mine, is to kind of put that on, you know, TV or film, so you can show people what's going on that might not be aware of it. So hopefully we can team up and do something together. But it's very cool, and you really do have an amazing voice.
thank you so much. That means a lot. And that's so awesome and exciting.
Yeah, and thank you and your mom for raising so much money for the cause. You guys, you're here because I think it was over like $32,000. So nicely done. Thank you very much. I know it's a lot of hard work and a lot of asks, and you know, a lot of talking to your friends and family. And it's not easy to ask for money during these times, but it's all going to a good cause, and obviously you're directly affected by it. And so thank you and your family and all your friends and family and everyone who gave.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thanks, Eloise. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for all the donations. Yeah, thanks, Max, for plugging that of why she's here. This is one of our winners of A Moment with Max, and it's Eloise Hoffman, someone who's very talented in her own right
Really
as well.
talented. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Nice talking to you. Oh, okay. Well, tell her it was nice talking to her.
Sorry, Max. I'm so quick on the trick.
No,
Okay.
you got it. You got it.
Our next winner is A Moment with Max, and we'll have her explain how she won this spot, and we're bringing in Kristen. Hey. Oh, hi. How's it going? Okay, this is your moment with Max.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you. My name's Max. What's your name?
Kate.
Hi, Kate. Did I hear that you talked to your whole school and led an assembly teaching them about FSH and what it is? Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. That's something that I never did, and I didn't have the bravery to do. And I'm very touched, and my heart is warmed by the fact that you did that. And can you tell me a little bit about that and tell everyone how that happened and what you said to everyone and how they reacted?
Well, so the lower school of my school has like a big stage, so I had to go off on it and like explain everything about me. And
Were you nervous, or were you pretty confident, or a little bit of both?
both.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like everybody in the school knows me, even I don't know them. So
Right. Right. And
like,
so
a lot of
so
times
what?
I'm walking through the hallways and they're like, "Oh, hi, Kate." I'm like, "Who are you?"
Oh, you're very popular. Oh boy. Well, very awesome. So what did you say? What did you say when you're on that stage?
I said, "Well, my name is Kate. I have FSHD, which is a muscle disorder," and then I had a bunch of scientists like explain everything, and like,
Awesome.
because I don't know very much.
Well, but you were the face of it, and now they all know about it because of you. And I think that's really awesome. You represented very well, and I think you've changed a lot of lives. So thank you so much. So where are you at right now? Where do you live?
Well, I live in Boston, but I'm in Vermont right now.
Okay, and any school or school from home, or what do your days look like?
School actually starts Monday.
Oh, are you excited or not excited?
I don't know.
That also makes sense. Yeah. Well, are you going to school or is it from home?
It's at home, most of them until a certain date, but I'm in the inclusion classroom, which is smaller, so it starts November, I think.
Okay.
So,
Do you like going? Are you like excited about doing it from home, or do you like going to school better?
well, now I can't really walk anymore, so technically online is better.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Well, you're very brave, and you're very smart, and you're very well spoken, and I'm sure you're going to inspire a lot of people. You've inspired me. You made me want to do more, and I think you're going to make a lot of people want to do more and help and do everything they can to make your life as good as it can be and the best it can be, and eliminate this disease, from the world. And thank you very much for all of your help and all of your time and being so brave. And I just wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Tim,
So-
what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that Kate is on because her team was the large team winner. Team had over 30 members through Optum, which is one of our platinum sponsors as well. So a lot of energy being put in so that Kate could be on, spending a little time with our Max Adler, our walk ambassador. So you're making some
right,
dreams
because
come true
Kate's
here.
mom is the chapter leader, right, in Boston.
Yes.
Or right, and there's like Team Optum. Thank you to Team Optum. They have like members all over the country, right, that have gotten together and been a part of this. So thank you guys very, very much for all your time and donations and help.
So we
for
have
a girl like Kate. That's amazing.
Well,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
for so much that she has to tackle and deal with just being a young girl, period, right? And then you add this on top. She's awesome.
And again, it's awesome, brave, articulate, but really, again, what it does to, I mean, for me, it's like this, I could put it on Twitter, I could put it on Instagram, share it with fans, and it's like, it's just, it's 3 letters, FSH, great. But this, I feel like, puts a face to it. You see who it affects, how it affects them, what daily life is like, or not like. And so this is where your money goes to, this is where the time goes to, this is why we do what we do, to help people like that. So thank you to everyone who has donated. Also, it's not too late to donate. You can still click the link on all my social media bios, go to FSH on social media. You can still give whatever you can give to help people exactly like, Heloise, like Kate, and like everyone else affected by it.
Now we have our final moment with Max winner. This is Anne. She won the Social Butterfly Award for the greatest social footprint, hashtags, etc. And they're bringing her in to our meeting, I think, as we go here, I believe.
Wait, can you talk a little bit slower and stall for 30 more seconds?
Yeah, I know. You see that? You see how I'm trying to do that? I can't get anything by you, Max. I can't get anything by you. You're a pro. I'm just the amateur.
No, we're good. I'm like, donate. Click on links and bios.
I just don't think she's got her camera on. I see her. She's in here.
That's Lee.
So Anne, if you're hearing us, let's make sure you unmute and turn on your camera if you can, my friend.
Yep, please do.
Hey, there we go. Can you see it?
Hi, Anne.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, there you are. Hi. How you doing?
Hi, Max. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really great. I'm having a blast. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to get to talk to you guys from around the nation. So you congratulations. You're the big social footprint winner, 105 points. So you've just been hashtagging national FSHD, right? Cure FSHD. You've been awesome. So thank you.
Well, what's funny about that is that I'm not really that big of that kind of person outside of this. And it was just sort of fun, you know, people really responded, and yeah, it was great. So I sort of chuckled when I won that one, actually.
Awesome, because it's like, you know, I think I can feel, you know, your passion is infectious through the phone. So I'm sure everyone, you know, responds when you do decide to get active on social media. They jumped on the bandwagon. So thank you, but truly thank you. With coronavirus, that's the way we can get the word out. So
I know,
thank you.
you're welcome, but also thank you. We're so happy and excited that you've jumped on board with us, and it makes a big difference. I was able to, you know, that was another challenge. I was like, oh, how do I get him onto my page? And so my folks can see you, and I finally figured that out. So it was really fun, and to see that response, people really enjoyed hearing from you too. So thanks.
Well, I mean, my pleasure. You know, I've grown up watching what this disease does to my mom and to my grandma, and I have, you know, a big stake in seeing this thing eliminated and finding a cure. So whatever I can do. So you're in Colorado, right? And you're outside in Colorado, and so
we are.
I know there's something. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna turn so you can see. So here, first, really quick, I'm gonna jump in. Here's my sweet daughter. She's jumping in with me. She wanted to just say hi. She's a Glee fan, and so I told her.
Awesome. Well, hello. Hi, Max here. What's your name?
I'm Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
nice to meet you. So cool to talk to you guys. So how many people? So I know what you're planning. Is this a surprise, right? It's like a little tease about. Okay.
A little bit.
Okay. Can you say it's going to be amazing? Kelly, are you involved with this as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How many people are involved with this mystery thing that's going to happen?
All right, well, we can't look too close, but there's a whole group back there on the splash pad getting their
Are you excited?
Ready for this.
Are you warmed up? Are you stretched? Are you ready to go?
I know.
We gotten all limbered up and we're ready.
Okay. Well, I'll be watching, but thank you. And so, what is it? 100 degrees there? Is it 35 degrees there? What's going on? What's going on these days?
Right.
You never know.
We're happy that the sun is out. That's for sure. But it's beautiful. It's probably, I don't know, 60-ish, something like that.
It looks great. So just so I know and everyone knows, so what does FSH mean to you guys, and how did you get involved with the society?
Yeah, so my husband, Kelly's dad, has FSHD, and you know, he was diagnosed many years ago, and we just never were connected with any kind of a group. We didn't really know much more about it, and so Jeff was able to, I'm not really 100% sure, actually. I think he wanted to do a fundraiser, so he researched it a little bit and got connected with Beth, and that just got the ball rolling. And then we've done we did a couple of meetings, and then they sent out a notice and said, hey, we need help with the walk and roll this year. And you know how it's one of those things that it's in your heart and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely what I wanted to do. So we just jumped on board, and we've met some great people and just love it. And so really it's so much just about that goal of finding a treatment for those who live with it right now, but looking at our next generations and those to come, that boy, if we could stop this baby in its tracks, man, that would be so amazing. So yeah, that's kind of our take and our story on it.
Amazing. And I like, we have the same goal, I think, of like looking to the future to find a treatment or cure. But what you said resonates with me about reaching out and, you know, kind of feeling alone and reaching out to Beth and having this FSHD society and feeling the camaraderie, because that's something, you know, my mom had it back, it was like, you know, 2000, 2001. And there, you know, a little pre-internet and social media. So there wasn't that, you feel a little more isolated, a little more alone. So very thankful to be a part of this, you know, the FSHD society and you guys, and the fact that we can connect to people from Colorado and Boston and Florida by sitting in one spot is mind-blowing. But thank you guys, really, thank you. I feel your passion. It really is. So my best to you know, to your husband, Kelly, to your father. Have so much fun doing what you're about to do. I can't wait for everybody to see it. Thank you for blowing up social media. And Kelly, tell you and all your friends, carry the torch for us to the finish line, and we'll do this together.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Max.
So nice to talk to you guys. I appreciate your
Nice
time.
to
Thank
meet
you very much.
All right.
You too.
Have a great rest of your
Have
day.
fun.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh man, that was awesome, Max, to watch you interact with these guys. I mean, all these great fans and people, and
It was awesome to get to interact. I mean,
Yeah.
really, I was like, oh my
Gosh.
gosh, I'm talking to people from around the country right now who are all like-minded, you know, thinking the same thing and doing the same thing about the same thing, and we're all on the same page, and it's beautiful. You know, that's what it is. It's like the unity and everyone coming together, because there's so much divisiveness out there. That look at all these people getting together and using, you know, love and their heart to accomplish a goal together. And man, we need more of that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, well said. It is cool, and that's, I think, where when we pivoted to this virtual version, where
Yeah.
the positive is really there. It's like, I don't know, if we all did our individual walks, I mean, this wouldn't have happened. You know,
I agree.
They're walking there, and that's great. But this connected walk like this, I mean, this is, to me, this is not only making some type of history here for the FSHD Society, of course, and maybe other groups will piggyback the way we're doing it, which would be
I hope so,
flattering.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
maybe have an element of this in all the walks to come, I think would be really fun.
I agree with you 100%. I think it's really, really, you know, first of all, it's safe for everyone, and
Yeah.
you know, and easy as far as, not for everyone who orchestrated it, you know, but whoever's participating. It's just a really easy way to have fans and everyone from around the world be able to participate without having to go anywhere, and they're still able to give their time and money and energy, and yeah, like you said, it's really a cool way for all of us to be together within a 4-hour span across state lines. So truly, again, kudos and thank you to all the volunteers, the volunteer leaders, everyone on the boards, everyone who I know how much has gone into this. I've seen all the, you know, the back and forth logistics and spreadsheets and details and plans that were scrapped and adjustments and audibles made at the last minute. And thank you, because we're here, we're in the midst of it, we're having fun, people are smiling, and thank you. And thank you to everyone who's donated to my team, to just the national team in general. Again, you still can, so please do if you can. Yeah, and Tim, thank you so much. I always love talking to you, and I love getting to see you even more.
Yeah.
My dad, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
Dads,
That's right,
just a couple
brother.
of
That's
dads.
right.
We're
Yeah,
just really,
that's right.
really, it's not even about the society. It's just us escaping our families for 4 hours and getting
It
to
is.
talk, right?
It is like I'm in my little studio, right?
Yeah. I'm
no one
sorry. I have a walk and roll to do. But it really is amazing to be here with you. So thank you.
Thank you. Any last plugs of maybe work coming up, new projects that you might want to tease at us?
Just Trial of the Chicago 7, Netflix, October 16th. And there's another movie of mine that's currently streaming on iTunes. It's called Mope. It premiered at Sundance last year. And those are the two big things that are coming out. One's out, one's coming out, and then we'll see what happens down the line. But those are the things to look out for right now. And the big thing I can plug is just going to the link in my bios to my, the FSH team, Mighty Max, and just being a part of it, because today is all about that. And I'm moved and inspired, and it's been really, really special to be here with you guys today. Thanks, Max. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Oh yes, my brother guy. Dad bros. Yeah, for sure. No, thank you very much. I really look forward to the next time. Yep. Take care. All right. You too. Bye. Thank you.